Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, you know the drill. The opinions expressed in this video are my own and should not under any circumstances be taken as legal, tax, and or investment advice. Please make sure to always do your own research, especially if you are trying or thinking about getting to or already into cryptocurrencies, as the space and the prices and the everything are incredibly volatile. Always do your own research, everyone. And yeah, without further ado, this has been a video that over the last 2 weeks, I want to say, I've gotten a number of requests for. I did this video before. This is now an updated version because people have been wondering. I made the video before when the prices were, I guess, maybe a bit more depressing. You can kind of say that. So I've gotten some questions or demands, no, not really demands, people asking me, can I do this again? And because of where the market is right now, so pretty much I'm going to go down how I would divvy up or divide 1,000 US dollars, as it seems to be the easiest form of currency that people can understand the quickest. And yeah, without further ado, I will give you my coins, and then I will give you how much I will put into them, and like a brief explanation as to not talk about how much I love these coins or where I think they're going or where their future is. Anyway, to start things off, the first one is going to be Ethereum. If I had $1,000 to push into crypto, as always, remember, own research, I would put $100 into Ethereum. Ethereum has a place in my heart. Maybe not as deep as the other cryptocurrencies at this moment. I love the project. I feel like they are setting themselves up for something very big. But at the moment, I question, I guess, in a certain way, exactly how far the project is going to go in comparison to other coins. And I don't mean that in like a negative way. It's more like I think the project has to really get itself together to be able to compete with other things that are floating around in the ecosystem right now, especially because 2018 has been a very interesting year where not only have prices gone down, but infrastructure has grown exponentially amongst other altcoins who are now gunning, if you will, for Ethereum's spot. So these are no particular order. It's more like going down the list. So there isn't like a favorite one that I have over any other one. The second one, if we were looking at a list that way, would be EOS. I think EOS is probably one of the biggest contenders, in my personal opinion, for a price rise in the cryptocurrency space. We've had crazy price predictions. To try to throw one out there, once again, my opinions and based on the things that I have read in my own life about cryptocurrencies, people are saying that at some point EOS could potentially hit $1,000 per coin. And that's not to say that that is even slightly out of the realm of possibility, simply because this time last year, Ethereum had gone from $8 to $1,400, especially if the EOS people are correct and their blockchain is able to handle an enormous amount of transactions. And based on the way that you have to actually do proof of stake on their platform, it could potentially be logical that if people are locking up 25, 30, 45, even more % of the coins that exist in the ecosystem, locking them up into the system to be able to secure the network and what have you, and to be able to vote. Even realistically, I could see EOS hitting $100. I think we hit 25 before it was even like 100% active. Think about that. The fact that so much has been built around this right now, I think 100 is probably, in my opinion, a safe bet. As far as how much I would put into it, it's actually 100 of that 1,000 as well, leaving us with around 800 left. I can realistically see if EOS continues, if EOS doesn't have any major hiccups over the course of a 1.5 2 year period. I think that's the normal amount of time that you are able to build yourself up and show everyone that you can actually make it. I can definitely see a $150 to a $300 EOS. Do I think it's possible for a $1,000 EOS? Yes, but I think crypto adoption has to be absolutely incredible, and everyone's using crypto on a daily basis. And I think at that point we would be able to see who, like, I want to say the true winners were. But even at $2.88, EOS's price is incredibly low from where it once was. There's still a lot of energy around the project, and every single time you can kind of tell whenever prices are going up, EOS sometimes tend to outperform the other cryptocurrencies that are out there at the moment. Next up is going to be Stellar, and it's simply because And to be 1,000% honest, as far as the $1,000, I would put 50. That's my opinion. Into Stellar XLM, simply because I think the price is very low. I think 12 cents is incredibly undervalued for what Stellar is and who they potentially plan on working with in the future. If we get proper news about the IBM collaboration, participation, partnership thing going on between them, I can definitely see, I can see a $10 Stellar. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Could I see a $15 Stellar? Depends on how actively and widely used their blockchain is going to be. As of now, we had a lot of good news around Stellar. Typically, when we have good news around Stellar, their price doesn't tend to skyrocket, but they tend to do very well because they are in the top 10 space. This is why I'm only thinking of allocating 50 towards Stellar. Like I said, they're not my favorite project, but I don't think that they're going to disappear anytime soon, at least kind of how I see things. In the next spot is going to be a fan favorite and one that I have rapidly started believing in more and more. And that's going to be Cardano, or ADA, or ADA, depending on how you want to pronounce it. People have screamed at me for saying ADA before. Apparently, this is someone's name. I apologize to that person's name. Anyway, an easy allocation for me of $100. Cardano's all-time high was around, I think, $1.20. At 4 cents, I said this before in another video as well, when Cardano was around 2 cents. I thought it was so incredibly undervalued that it's actually kind of hilarious. This is also, once again, we hit $1.20 before Cardano had even really made it into the spotlight, had really officially launched, with all the other things that we also have coming out in the next couple of, I guess, weeks and or month and a half at this point from the Cardano team. I think a $100 allocation is probably a safe enough bet, especially even if we just get to, realistically, in my eyes, the way that I do prices is I try to look at where we were before, even if the prices have gone back down. Myself, believe heavily in the cryptocurrency space, and I think this is something very important that you potentially maybe need to have if you are looking to getting into cryptocurrencies. This is why I said own research. You have to really understand the space, because if you see prices down this low from where they were before, in your mind, you may see a horrible project or something that has completely collapsed. If you look at the actual tech behind it and who is actually adopting these things and where this is being integrated, and the companies that are showing their support for these projects, you slowly begin to understand that these prices being this low are probably temporary in some sort of way. So even if you look at from the 4 cent view where it is right now, and look at the $1.20, that is still in some way, if we even get back to just where we were before, that is still a 30x from the $100 that you put inside of it. I don't think Cardano is going anywhere anytime soon. I think the project is only going to get more popular as time goes on, especially as this is another one of the candidates that we were just talking about as far as like the coins that are trying to pass by Ethereum. They have a lot of money behind them, the Cardano team, and usually in finance, money sometimes translates into easiest way of saying it, like being able to push your project forward. It's kind of the nicest way of saying it. Anyway, the next one in the list is going to be IOTA. One of the projects that I originally did not care for. Every single time that they have news, they have amazing partnerships. I'm still, to be honest with you, maybe 70-30 on the project. 70% optimism, 30% skepticism, as far as like I need proper concrete proof that the projects that they're being partnered with, which is many right now. For those who are unfamiliar with the IOTA project, they are being partnered with many different car companies that you know. Audi, I think Volkswagen is also another one that they just recently also mentioned, who are going to be using their technology. And there's a bit of a controversial thing going on where I don't have specific evidence that they're going to be using their token. Other people say that they're going to be using their token. I think, especially where IOTA is right now, I think for me, a $50 allocation into the project is relatively okay. It'll leave you with more or less, it comes out to around 150 IOTA. I definitely see I think IOTA's all-time high was it $3 or something like that. I think a $10 IOTA is well within the realm of possibility. I don't think this project is going anywhere anytime soon. The IOTA team is actually fairly active, not even really on social media, but like in video media. Like if you search for the IOTA team on YouTube and stuff like that, they're constantly doing interviews. They're traveling around the world. They're letting people know about the project. So if you're interested in them, definitely go out there. You'll be able to find tons of information about them. I like what they're doing, but not enough to put $100 into them. The next one is going to be, at least for me, and it's something that I think is heavily underpriced right now for where it once was, and that's going to be Neo. Neo is not spoken about as often in the cryptocurrency space, or rather, the last year has seen, with the prices going completely down, a lot of people have not really just spoken about Neo. The Neo team hasn't been as active as they once were. And then, to be fair, this is happening across all platforms. This isn't like specific to Neo. Many other cryptocurrency projects have stopped giving information and or updates on their projects simply because, once again, it is not the wisest thing to give out information on your project when prices are going down, and that kind of, nobody wants to give out good news. It gets absorbed by a bad or a declining market, and then months later when you're like, hey, we had this really good news, it's kind of passé, if you will, at that time. I think the all-time high before for Neo was, I think, $140. I don't have the exact number in my head. $7.90 is almost laughable. I think anything below $50 is actually kind of laughable. Realistically, anything that you can make a more than a 100% profit on in the, not even, if I guess long term, if you think like long as in like 2-year term, is typically a fairly okay investment. For me, allocating 50 towards Neo is, my opinion, completely fine. Do I see a $15 Neo? Absolutely. Do I see a $30 Neo? Absolutely. Do I see a $60 Neo? Of course, why not? If we hit over 100 before, $7.91 for a very popular project is almost laughable at this point. A lot of the prices, I do apologize in advance. I cannot, when I was thinking about doing this and I was like allocating the money to the separate coins, I sat here thinking, I was like, there are actually tons of great, amazing projects. But the issue is that I'm not going to be like, I'm going to put $5 into this. This one's going to have $5.55. I'm trying to keep it simple, more or less. I would ideally maybe put, $10 into a lot of other couple coins. But then realistically, like you get into a situation where it's like, okay, I put $5 and $10 into, 35 different coins. And then where does that kind of leave you at the end of the day? So I'm kind of telling you the ones that I believe could be heavy hitters, if you kind of want to say it that way, in the maybe even long term. Like these aren't coins that I would put I personally put my money into, and then I'm kind of like, okay, well, it's been 18 months. Well, I guess we're done here. And then I take my money out. These are things that I think are going to last for a very long time. They have established themselves over at least anywhere from a year and a half to around a 2 or 3 year period. Cryptocurrencies are still relatively brand new. This isn't like a 100-year-old industry. So this is the kind of time frames that we have to deal with. Definitely Neo. And I said, $50 inside of that is something I would definitely do. To continue forward, for those who have watched this channel before, you can probably guess what the next one is going to be. It is Omise Go. I am short of obsessed with the Omise Go project. Omise Go is actively working with the people from the Ethereum project on making the next scaling opportunity, upgrade, update on the Ethereum network, which is also going to translate also into the Omise Go network. What they're trying to do right now is trying to make sure that both platforms are able to handle over 1 million with an M transactions per second, which is absolutely fantastic. Omise Go being at $1.64. I would actually love if I could put more into Omise Go. For the sake of argument, I would say an easy $100 into Omise Go. I think the platform is going to be monstrous in my eyes. There's not really much more I can say about it. The entire Omise Go platform is a bit too complex to kind of talk about in like a minute in some seconds. An easy $100, absolutely. I don't remember the price that we actually hit before for Omise Go. When you look at price predictions, I know they may not be the most accurate metric, especially with prices down right now. It's fairly certain to see that Omisego hitting $50 or even $100 is completely within the realm of possibility. I've seen numbers before between $250 to $500 per Omisego in the next 2 to 5 years. I think that's also a possibility. Once the platform is officially launched and when they are done with Plasma and it is running through the veins of Omisego and Ethereum, I think they're going to take a lot of people by surprise. Once again, these are my opinions. Just from what I've seen from the Omisego team and the fact that they have backing from the people from Ethereum is usually a big indication of where the project could end up going in the future. Next up on this list, it's going to be BAT, or the Basic Attention Token. To be 1,000% honest with you, it is not my favorite coin in the entire cryptocurrency space. I am placing this bet on the fact that they have recently been added to the Coinbase platform. Typically what we have seen before, even though prices are down across the board, across everything right now, we've seen before in the past when we do have a bit of a bull run or a bull run in general, and people are looking for easy access to be able to buy cryptocurrencies, they typically go to Coinbase. I think I can't remember the all-time high before. I don't have the numbers here, obviously. I think 15 cents is very low for what BAT does, how big BAT is, and how big BAT could potentially continue to be in the future. I think there's definitely enough room for growth. When I talk about, like, for those who don't know, like, if you've ever been into like traditional finance, I've said this before in other videos, but for those who are new, hello. If you are in like stocks and bonds and stuff like that, like a very good year, very, very good year is like a 12 to maybe 18% like pricing. And that's like a very strong, very amazing year. Crypto is kind of different. These prices that we have on this side are 7-day rises. So I definitely think there's a lot of money to be made in this. BAT is probably at some point in the future going to hit 30 cents. That's already a 100% upgrade. Do I see a $1.50 BAT? Absolutely. That is a 10x on, I would realistically BAT, I would put like $50 inside of it. That's still a 10x from the 50 that you put inside. I think the BAT platform, I mean, like I said, not my favorite. A lot of other people do love it. They like it. And I think there's definitely money to be made. So that is one of the things that I would definitely allocate a bit of change into. The next one is going to be, I think it's actually on this page. Yeah, we go. It is Golem. For those who don't know, Golem is pretty much planning on being a world supercomputer. It may take some time for them to actually do that, as the project has many phases. I think one of the first of like 3 phases just got rolled out about a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. It happened recently. And what they pretty much plan on doing is making it so that you can allocate your unused computer processing power to other people around the world and therefore help them develop medicines, create movies, anything that you may need extra processing power for. And the extra processing power that you give other people around the world, you will then be paid in Golem. Golem is, how do I say this? There was a lot of interest and hype around the Golem project. A lot of it has kind of not slid off, but prices have been down and people have been focusing more on the prospects of the future prices of, let's say, like the top 5, 10 cryptocurrencies, simply because they usually depend or make the market move, if I can kind of say that. Golem is definitely a long-term hold. I would put a nice solid $50 into that. I can definitely see a 70 cents Golem. Like, try to always think of it this way. Like, if you look at the past of where we were before in prices, it's fairly obvious that at some point Golem will probably hit 70 cents. That is still a 10x on where you had your money, i.e. So even though this video may be about potentially, obviously, after you've done your research, putting or allocating certain amounts of $1,000 into this, if you happen to be fortunate enough and have more than $1,000 and you're allocating it, always try to look at the validity of the project. Look at how big the project was and is still now. A lot of projects have completely fallen off the map. I try to give you certain projects that I personally think are going to do very well simply because of where they've been and how strong they still are during a bear market. As prices are going down, if these projects are still very strong, these are the ones that I definitely recommend. And from where we are now, because prices are so depressed, it is typically logical that we will at least hit the prices that we had before, because at some point, in my opinion, we will eventually have another bull market The next one in the line is, and I think it's a little bit further up. Where are you? Yeah, it is Litecoin. I would put, and I actually had a difficult time between this simply because of where the price is right now. I swung between putting 50 inside of it and 100 inside of it simply because with 100 you would get 3 Litecoin. I chose 50 simply because I had to recalculate my numbers. I like Litecoin a lot. I wish I liked it even more than I did. As time has gone on, there have been many other projects that have come out that are quicker than Litecoin. However, Litecoin has a huge following behind it. I don't think Litecoin is going to go anywhere anytime soon. In 2019, Litecoin has its mining reward cut in half. There's a lot of speculation that this could have a very positive effect on the price of Litecoin. The all-time high of Litecoin, I believe, was $400 US. We are a tenth, less than a tenth of that right now. Do I foresee at some point in the future a $400 Litecoin? Absolutely. Do I foresee a $600 to $800 Litecoin? Yeah. Do I think we will eventually hit a $1,000 Litecoin? That is also going to be a yes for me, but I think it is reliant on Bitcoin hitting massive all-time highs. Once again, it's not out of the realm of possibility. When Bitcoin hit $20,000, Litecoin hit 400. We need about by that standard, around a $50,000 Bitcoin for Litecoin to hit 1,000. I think it's very undervalued for what it is right now. Litecoin is one of, I want to say, the largest networks that we have, one of the most secure cryptocurrency networks that we have in the space. They've had a lot of flack over the last couple of months, but I don't think Litecoin is going anywhere. Especially because they've also been talking about upgrading a lot. I think one of the things is the Lightning Network, and they also are talking about adding certain like privacy layers on top of the actual coin, and I think that is going to be a major boost that will then set them apart from other cryptocurrencies who still don't have these layers on top of them. I think that is going to be potentially a major thing. For those who were calculating the entire time, I have $300 left, and this one, I want to say it wasn't easy, but it was fairly easy. I know a lot of you think you know where I'm going, but you really don't. I'm going to allocate an entire $150. It has to go to XRP. XRP has completely proven itself time and time again, regardless if the market is slamming up or down. The XRP token hit $3.60 when it was on like maybe 1 or 2 crypto exchanges in the entire world. If you've been paying attention to this entire 2018 as prices have been going down, XRP is now a base pair on multiple places. There have been multiple institutions who have announced that they are going to be using XRP as their currency of choice when it comes to transacting overseas and for overseas payments and stuff like that. The head of the Ripple company has announced that by the end of 2019, dozens of banks are going to be using the XRP token. It's fairly certain to me. I think $150 as an allocation towards XRP was completely obvious. If we hit 360 when we were, in a normal hype cycle, what happens when there's actual usage of the coin? Do I foresee a $10 XRP? Absolutely. Do I foresee a $15 XRP? Absolutely. I think it gets a bit shaky when I think about a $25 to $50 XRP in 2019. Do I think that's possible? Absolutely. Is it going to happen? No one knows. Fingers are crossed. I think if we get any type of extra major, really good news over the next, let's say, and I want to say 8 weeks from the time of me making this video, I think XRP will have set itself up very, very strongly in a strong position for the remainder of the year. Like I said, have 150 left. Everyone out there should be fairly obvious. You should know exactly where this is going to go. I'm going to put that 150 into Tether. That was a joke. I hope all of you laughed because you should definitely know it's not going into Tether. That 150 has to go into Bitcoin. I have had major epiphanies over the last couple of weeks. The amount of energy that has been flowing towards Bitcoin. For those who haven't watched my other videos, I am of the mindset that Bitcoin, XRP, and Ethereum are going to be, or rather have solidified themselves in the cryptocurrency space as 3 of the winners. In about 10 years' time, that we probably still have floating somewhere around the top 10. Whether, no one knows exactly where they're going to be in the top 10. I think they're going to be around for quite a bit of time. Bitcoin has too much energy flowing around it for me to uneducatedly think that it's going anywhere anytime soon. Between the New York Stock Exchange, between the NASDAQ, between Fidelity, between Bloomberg, I think if you also Google it, you can find out that the Rockefeller family is also getting into Bitcoin as well. The money's there. I think the money is going to stay there. I don't think the money's leaving anytime soon. Bitcoin is a household name. That is not going to change anytime soon. Whoever you meet, wherever you go, if you are into cryptocurrencies and you ask someone, do they know about crypto? Have they ever spoken about crypto? And they may say no. And you go, do you know what a Bitcoin is? And they will definitely go no. They may not know what an EOS is or Stellar is. They may have heard of a Ripple. They may have heard, no, they definitely have not heard of Cardano. The point is that 150. And so I've tried, how do I say this? I am part of the group of people. I may not think that everyone necessarily needs an entire Bitcoin, but I'm definitely of the mindset that even owning 0.01 of a Bitcoin, once again, not financial advice, could potentially be worth its while in anyone's financial portfolio going into the future. I think we're going to hit a situation very quickly in the next 2 years where people are going to be striving to own even 0.01 of a Bitcoin. And with the price as it is right now this low, I think we are at the you are at the space in your life right now where it is definitely doable. I think 0.01 of a Bitcoin right now would come out to $40.63. It's definitely doable. This is why I said 150 allocation. I think owning no Bitcoin is probably a major mistake, regardless if you like the project or not. If you think it's too slow, the updates are going to come. They are already arriving. And 2019, I'm still gunning on these 3 kind of right here. To kind of finish it off, these were the, for lack of a better way of saying or easier way of saying it, these were like if I had spread everything out evenly across multiple coins, simply because, like I said, first of all, I don't think it's wise to simply put $5 here, $5 here, $5 here. It's nice in theory, but at a certain point, especially when you're trying to cash out of stuff, if you're trying to cash out of stuff, you may not like having to keep track of 33 coins as opposed to I gave 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 coins. If I had to spread 1,000 across just 4 coins, this is my personal opinion, the 4 coins would be, as in $250 into each coin. To keep it simple, it would be XRP, it would be Cardano. I know that hurts some people, but it would definitely be Cardano. It would be Bitcoin. And there's actually a tie for the last spot, and it's because I like both of these platforms equally, and I think they're both going to do very well. And I don't know how to actually choose. I'm actually going to coin flip it at some point. It would be between Ethereum and EOS. I think they're going to completely dominate both of them. I think they're both very big platforms. I think people have wrongly put them into the category of being against each other. While that may be true, that they're similar platforms. They have similar ideas. I think they are going to go in opposite directions very quick. I think Ethereum is going to be like an internet type platform where laws and governance are built on top of, especially if you've been paying attention to the other governments who've been talking about building on top of Ethereum, the companies who are talking about building blockchains on top of Ethereum. This is where I think Ethereum is going. I think EOS is headed towards a DApp or decentralized application route, and being like the new place where people are going to put their games on top of. That is kind of how I'm getting the vibe, especially from the news from the last year, as to where these platforms are going. If you are interested, and I like, if I had wild cards, and I mean like, if you happen to find yourself with a few extra shekels or pennies or coins, and you decided to throw them somewhere else, and I thought of, like an extra 250, once again, not financial advice, have to drill that into everyone's head, I would put $50 into Tron. While me and Tron may not be the best of friends, I don't think the platform is going anywhere in the next 2 years. That's my own personal opinion. I think 2 cents is kind of funny. When Tron was 1 cent, I was definitely giving it the side eye, thinking I was going to put some money into it. Tron, I would say Ethereum Classic. I feel like $50 in Ethereum Classic at $4.76 is not too bad. I think Ethereum Classic hit over $50 before. I think that's exactly where we were. I could definitely see it hitting $100 in a major bull run. The money's definitely there. It's not one of my favorite projects, but I would not mind making money from it, if I can kind of say that. Waves is also another one. Waves has been in the news a lot lately. This may not be indicative, this 56% up right here, of the actual future of Waves, but I've heard so much about it and the platform that they're trying to build. I think an extra 50 thrown into it could be quite okay. The next one is going to be 0x. This is also because of the Coinbase platform potential effect in the future. Not one of my favorite coins at all. Simply that I think it is probably a little undervalued right now, especially if a lot of people have been talking about using the 0x protocol. I think there's some money to be made there. The last one is probably going to be, where are you? Nano. And this is only because the founder of Litecoin, the last couple of months, especially like the beginning, mid of the year, kept on mentioning Nano and how he liked Nano, and if he had to invest in any other coin, it was going to be Nano. That extra 50 is just like a big what if. What if this platform does become big? What if, there was some type of working or inner workings between the Nano people and the Litecoin people? Extra 50. As a side note, I do, except for Nano, Tron, Ethereum Classic, Waves, and 0x, I don't own any of those. I do own all the other coins that I spoke about. People have been asking me about my portfolio. That's pretty much it. I can't give you like an exact number. Like I can't give you like an exactimation. That's not a thing. I do own XRP. Obviously, if you've been watching these videos, I definitely own Ethereum. I own EOS. I own Stellar. I own Cardano. I own a tiny bit of IOTA. I own Neo. I own Omise Go. I think I have BAT. I probably have a couple BAT, Golem, and Litecoin, and I also own some Bitcoin. People have been asking me before. I thought about making it its own video, but I was like, I can just tell everybody in this video. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all are having a great day, morning, afternoon, and or evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. Once again, not financial advice. Please make always sure to do your own research. It's very, very important in the cryptocurrency space. Just this a little update. I'm always up for suggestions when it comes to videos. If anyone has any video suggestions, I saw like 1 or 2 of the comments asking me to like do like an update on this because of where prices are right now. And after like the 14th time, I was like, okay, let me make this video. Hope you all are enjoying your day, your weekend. Thank you once again for all of your support. And yeah, I'll talk to you all soon. See you.